Hi everyone, what's up? I am recording this video so you, my girl, never end up like Ballerina Farms. Let's roll the intro and get started. Today's video, very emotional for me, so I'm hoping that I can get through this without really tearing up. But I really wanted to discuss this, especially for women across all colors, ages, societies, tax brackets, communities, online, wherever you are. I want this message to be for you so that you can maybe make a decision about who you are and how you feel about yourself before you get into a situation like I did. First, let me introduce myself. My name is LA. On this channel, I love fashion. As you can see, I am a very fashionable girl. I'm a plus size woman. I'm a Black woman. I talk about everything related to women's empowerment, women's embetterment. And I sometimes like to ask tough questions. So in today's video, I'm just going to be extremely vulnerable. I'm already breathing heavy. I feel my heart racing, but I know I need to talk about this because it's been on my mind to talk about for some time. And I want to do a longer version, but I really want to get out this short version because it hasn't stopped. It's plaguing my mind. What I really want to talk about is the 3 biggest lessons I learned after getting a divorce or filing for divorce. And those 3 things are so huge to me because it's important that I share them, because it matters that I can get this type of content to women who are coming up behind me. Because in our society, we're still, regardless of what's going on online, there's still this push for women to be super excited about a partner and a man and finding a man, and that is her life goal. And even more recently, the football player that was graduating was telling women your aspirations, your career aspirations, your entrepreneurial goals, your business goals, those are not important. What's important is cooking and being a wife. So even in 2024, we have this same oppressive dialogue for young women graduating college. And what I want is for women to see that if you want a partner, that's fine. Nobody can condemn you for wanting a partner to share life with, make memories with, create a home with. But if that never happens, whether you don't want it to or because you don't find your equal or your match, you're still an amazing woman. And, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's so emotional to just talk about this. I want to tell you and I'm going to try to do them in order, but I hope I don't ramble on and on. The biggest lesson I learned after filing for divorce was number 3. This is not the top one. Sorry. Number 3. You deserve for your feelings to be heard. However you're feeling, regardless, and I'm talking about in a divorce, but as a woman, regardless of the environment, you deserve to be heard and not shut out. And a lot of what I experienced in my marriage was, if you have a feeling and you express it, it makes me, my partner, my ex-husband, feel inadequate. And it turns into not a discussion, but an argument or a shutdown or a redirect, right? I don't feel like we are XYZ. Okay, well then, do you not appreciate the home that I'm paying for? That is where the conversation would go. So I could never have anything sorted or fleshed out, worked out. It was always, we're not talking about that. And so the next disagreement, of course, this other thing that we're not allowed to speak about would come up. So every disagreement couldn't be about the one incident or the one conversation. It's still about what we haven't addressed. And when I started preparing myself to file, I had only realized that. I was like, and the most sensible person I spoke with was, I met with a divorce attorney secretly months before I filed. A young guy, and he was just brilliant. I couldn't afford him. Personally, I couldn't afford his services, but he was so brilliant in the way he was like, no. And that was it. Like, we as women, we have a tendency to say, oh, it's because, he did this, but no. The divorce attorney I met with, very young, mature, proper guy. He was like, no. And that was a no with a period after it. And he gave me the courage. Even though I didn't go with his services, he didn't try to oversell me or upsell me or make me sign anything at the time of our consultation. But he gave me that 1 hour free consultation. He gave me, and he's a very expensive Chicago lawyer. The 1 hour consultation he gave me the courage to say, no, this is not right, and it can't continue. That man sparked in me the courage to go ahead and file divorce. Less than 2 months later, I had secured an attorney and filed. And I'm not talking about a marriage in which there was cheating or there was assault or physical harm. No. I'm talking about we can't resolve our issues because we don't have the same communication style. Whatever your style is never going to work for me, because your style is more like dismissive. It feels like gaslighting. It feels like it was never resolved. We can never have resolution to whatever was going on because you didn't want to. You didn't want to. There was no desire to. And maybe because we're from different backgrounds, that flies in your previous romantic relationships or even in your home growing up. Maybe that is okay. But for me here, no. And that's that same no that attorney told me. No. That divorce attorney changed my life. So number 1 or number 3 in backwards order, but the top 3, one of them is your feelings deserve to be heard, no matter the environment, no matter the listener or intended audience. You deserve to have your feelings heard. Perfect. Let's move on to the next one. Number 2. Number 2 is I like myself a lot more than I ever thought. I knew I was like fly, my makeup, I could get cute. I was really smart. I love luxury cars. I could get dressed. I could style people. I had some brilliance, some business savvy. But the way I feel about myself now is so elevated. The way I feel about myself after filing for divorce is the way I wish I'd felt about myself in my 20s and 30s. But it probably is not only because I filed divorce, but likely because I'm 40. And it's just different. 40 is just different. There is such an ease about 40. there is such a beauty about 40, a confidence, right? A confidence that I'm not being led into waters I don't like. And you're so confident that you know what you like, you know what you enjoy, and you know that you can either, number one, do it for yourself, or number two, if somebody doesn't want to do it with you, you'll be okay, right? That's the beauty of 40. 40 is magnificent. I am just noticing this edge of my dresser right here, and it's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. But 40 is such a brilliant, beautiful, beautiful time because of the confidence. Your life experience gives you so much more self-preservation and self-love. So that was number two. Number two is I like myself a whole lot. And it's not based on how anybody else feels about me. I just love who I am alone. I love this me. And of course, there are always things I want to strive to improve, always things I want to be better at. But where I am is magnificent. I pray this confidence for any woman who sees this video. All the young women coming up before me, let me tell you something. The men may try to gaslight you into thinking you're old. That's because they are afraid of, listen, women like me who can say, bye-bye. Thank you, but no thank you. I have text messages. Now, I tried to date after divorce. I tried to date after divorce. And you know, I like me a successful guy. I like a provider type. I like a man that comes in with that mentality. We're not discussing who's 50-50 in, because that ain't me. And I have a guy who was amazing at catering. Let's go out. What do you want to do? Let's do something. Meet me here. I'll come pick you up. I know this place. And it was great, right? But then I didn't like your attitude. So the problem is, if you deal with men who aren't emotionally intelligent and mature, they don't even realize that, oh, I'm a provider. Yeah, that gets old, because usually everybody is, right? If you're a woman like me with accomplishments like me and who wants more for herself all the time like me, everybody's successful. Like, all the men I date are going to be pretty successful and providers. So when you meet somebody and they're like, oh, I'm just throwing all this money and I want to spend time with you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, everybody does. So you can go. I don't like your attitude or energy. But he's so wrapped up in thinking, but I've given you all this money. And I'm like, yeah, everybody comes with money. But men will say the same thing. You know, everybody comes with pretty. Everybody comes with beauty. Okay, great. Then we all have the option to pick better. But I have a guy on my phone right now who is like, his mind is blown. And I'm like, dude, maybe you're not used to dealing with a woman, number one, my age, with my wisdom and confidence. But I like myself. And that was lesson number 2, baby. I like myself so much. And lesson number 1 for my girls. Lesson number 1. Nobody's coming to save you, sis. And that's why I mentioned Ballerina Farms at the top of the video. Had Ballerina Farms been a ballerina, you think she would have went to Greece for her birthday? No, she's a wife and mother. So she didn't get to go to Greece for her birthday. She got an egg apron. Now, I don't know if she's been to Greece since because of the backlash. Maybe societal pressures may have made him take his wife to a trip to Greece for her birthday as a, second thought. But if she was a ballerina and a single woman, would she have gone to Greece on her own? 100% yes. Anybody who answers anything other than yes, you're not being honest. 100% yes. I have not been this ambitious, this hardworking, and this committed to my goal as a creator on YouTube, to my goal as a stylist, to my goal of money management. I have not been this ambitious and creative and committed before my divorce. Never. The divorce has unleashed a beast in me that is magnificent to watch. Me watching myself create content back to back that I believe is quality content. Now, the microphone and the camera may not be quality just yet, but the content is quality. The commitment is consistent. I have unleashed and unlocked a part of me that I never knew existed by simply standing up for myself and realizing you deserve more, you can have more, and you can provide it to yourself. Let me repeat that. Lesson number 1, nobody's coming to save you, sis. Let me repeat it one more time just for you. Nobody's coming to save you, sis. The unlocking of that part of you that is ambitious and creative, magical. It's there when you stand up for yourself. You unlock all these doors that you closed for yourself because you were so busy. Let me speak about me. I was so busy trying to be a feminine wife, supportive, not argumentative, not talking too much, which means you don't stand up for yourself. Your main goal is to provide peace and home for another person. All the while, this other person is denying you peace and home. Because you can't bring up certain things. You can't talk about certain things. You have no peace and no home. And yet you're supposed to provide it. But when you stand up for yourself, the woman you unlock, when you stand up for yourself, it's incredible. The feeling that I have. And I have zero doubts about my ability now. Zero doubts about my ability. Filing for divorce gave me the keys to unlock my creativity, my commitment, my consistency, and my ambition. It was a moment of stand up for yourself. You deserve this. This is you now. Because like I said, lesson number 1 is nobody is coming to save you. Wherever you want to be, you have the power to take yourself there. If you're a woman and you're watching this video and you're married and you've convinced yourself that it's great and you're happily married, I challenge you to think about the business goals or the ideas that you had no time to flush out. I met a woman through my husband, my ex-husband. She was an RN and she worked from home and in the hospital. She did like telehealth and worked like on the hospital floor. Her husband of 20 something years had never purchased her flowers ever. I knew that because she brought it up. Which means she's wanted flowers, but she's never had them. And I asked her, I said, what is it that you would like to do? And she told me how she had an idea that she wanted to open recovery houses in Chicago. And I told her, because we're from different cultures, and I love my culture. We're from different cultures. And I said, listen, if that's what you want to do, I'm going to give you some bullet points. I can introduce you to some people. You can do this. The word back was that she was so offended by my conversation that night. A group of women, we were talking. She was offended by my conversation that night. So I ask you, as you watch this video, are there goals that you've put aside to be a homemaker and a wife? You think your husband is amazing, but I want to focus, excuse me. I want to focus on how amazing you could be if you were doing it for you. If all the things you're providing to your spouse, you were able to do for you. And I'll leave you with that. And I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I gave you some encouragement, because I have been mind blown with my abilities as of late. I had no idea this woman was inside of me. But filing for divorce, standing up for myself, and understanding how much better I am than that is why I'm here now with this consistency and this content and this fashion and this style and this ambition and this confidence in myself and this love and admiration for myself. You have to stand up for yourself, and you have to make a big growth step. And nobody's pressuring you to, but I just want you to think about it. This content is to give you the courage to at least think about it. Think about, is your situation for you the best it can be? Right? Okay. I hope you enjoyed the 3 top lessons I learned from filing for divorce. I wish nothing but the best for you, my girls, women of all shades, colors, backgrounds, tax brackets, abilities. I love you, girls.